I just gotta talk about it 'cause it needs to be talked about. I don't even know why you ain't done it yet. Somebody say something.
Alright, today's story is, it's an old story, and if I would have did it when it first on my mind and heart, I would have been cussing and profanity and all this racism stuff I would have used, but I had time to come down and think about it, so. But it's about the teen in Georgia who needed a heart transplant. You know, you heard about it, but it's my first time talking about it. For those of you who haven't heard about it, here goes the news clip, then I'll come back and tell you more about it.
Now we have the news from Georgia and a life or death day for a teenager who was told he could not have the new heart that might save his life. He is one of 3,500 patients waiting for a heart transplant. And the question is, why was his request denied? And why did it suddenly change? ABC's Gio Benitez.
Inside an Atlanta Children's Hospital, 15-year-old Anthony Stokes is visibly weak. His mother says he has an enlarged heart and has only months to live.
He want to go to college and open up a computer store. And I think by them saying that they don't want to give him the heart, it's not fair.
She says at first the hospital denied him the heart transplant. Perhaps, she says, because of his past trouble with the law.
He was just fighting.
Then, just as we started asking questions, a sudden reversal. The family telling us the hospital says Anthony is back on the list. In a letter to the family, the hospital had cited a history of non-compliance. Experts say for a child to be taken off the list, there would have to be many red flags, showing an inability to follow the demanding steps necessary to take care of a new heart. The hospital said a heart transplant evaluation is an ongoing process based on the patient and his or her family's ability to meet specific transplant criteria. The number of transplant requests far exceeds the number of hearts available.
The consequences of getting this wrong, of not taking your medications, of not coming to clinic when you need to, is that person's probably going to die.
He will take his medicine because he knows that is how he's going to live.
And now, the family says, after pressure from the media, Anthony may be getting his chance to live. But questions about these organ waiting lists have just begun. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
You watched it? Basically, what happened was there's this 15-year-old kid in Georgia who was denied a heart transplant because they didn't believe that he was going to comply with the rules of the hospital. They didn't believe that he was going to take his medicine. He had got in too much trouble as a youth, and that was just, you know, his character was really bad. He couldn't have a heart. And if that was nonsense, that was bullshit, you know, we was going to scream racism and all that. And it happened a while back, and I think pressure from the media has finally got him on the donors list. This reminds me of the John Q movie. You ever seen John Q? You ever seen the guy Epic? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. When Denzel Washington was trying to save his son. My son is sick. When people are sick, they need some help. Sick, help. I am not going to bury my son. My son is going to bury me. It was an epic movie. It's an epic movie. You know, that's a real tricky situation, man. That movie, John Q, brought tears to my eyes. The news clip brought tears to my eyes because the realistic thing is, and I'm going to pray for you, little brother in the clip, but whoever he is, little 15-year-old kid, but the truth about it is, in order for you to live, somebody else has to die. And it's unfair. I ask myself, what kind of God will allow this to happen sometime? I really go that far. Because it's really, in order to get a new heart, somebody got to die. Somebody just got to die. And that's really a sad, tear-dropping situation. There's no way you can turn that into a positive. Now, there's no reason for him to be denied a heart transplant. And when I first heard the story, I absolutely screamed racism. I was like, racist, nonsense. He wouldn't be denied if he was white. And a part of me still maybe believe that. Just saying that somebody is too bad, they may not take their medicine, you know, that's, you know, I mean, that's nonsense. But, you know, I mean, I can understand it, but, you know, you can't just deny him. There's no reason to deny him, you know, for his troubled past. I mean, he may be trying to change his life. The dude is in the hospital playing chess. Like, I don't know about you, man, but I don't know too many black guys smart enough to play chess at the age of 15. I mean, then his mother said he want to open up a computer store. I mean, he may be living that thug life, but a lot of thugs, they just, you know, they just want to be cool. They just want to fit in, but a lot of these guys are really smart. If you can play chess, not checkers, but chess, and open up a computer store. That's big dreams. You probably got education enough to do that, but don't deny him down in his youth. So I did scream racism. A part of me think that still, but not as much as I did now. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it's absolutely wrong on any way you put it. Even if you don't think that a patient is going to comply, you can't deny the patient. I just don't think hospitals should have that privilege. But the fact of the matter is, if there's a shortage of hearts, somebody got to die in order for you to live. And there's always going to be a shortage of organs, hearts, That's why everybody should be an organ donor, even though they say if you're an organ donor, they don't care if you live or die, but I don't believe that. All I'm saying, no. So I'm happy that he back on the list. I don't know if he gonna live or what, but because John Q was a movie, so but this isn't. So yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, the only other thing I want to say is people who are sick. If you're sick and you if you smoke and drink, that could cause your health problems. I can tell you for a fact. I mean, I've done those things. Not really a lot, but when I'm sick, the last thing I want anywhere near me is a cigarette. I don't even if it's like down that way. Like when I was sick in the hospital, I don't want to hang out with anybody who's smoking, who's drinking, who's doing none of that stuff. So I can tell you for a fact, if your health gets in the way, people can change. Now I know people who got one foot in the grave, would not let go of the bottle, would not let go of the cigarettes. I can understand that. He doesn't seem like one of those people. But, just word of advice. If it comes to your health, smoking and drinking is going to kill you. Me, with sickle cell, don't need to be doing either one. But in the middle of a crisis, you can trust and believe that I can go a whole 3 months without taking a sip of anything. And I can go 6 months without puffing anything, because I don't puff like that. I'm more of a drinker. I might be a slight, if I open up a bar, I'll be a wino. So, it's like alcohol problem. Not an addiction, just a reliance. Alright, that's it. Comment, like, subscribe. God bless, go in peace. And as always, plenty of imagination for life. And as always, believe in what you want to be. I'm praying for you, bro.
I just gotta talk about it because it needs to be talked about. I don't even know why you ain't done it yet. Somebody say something.